What are those there?
I can't say. I will confuse you. You learned it a little bit?
No.
No, if not, if you would study a bit, I would say that I'm afraid to confuse you, that there are 4 expansions from above down. Osh of Abba and Ima with their expansion, the looking of the eyes of Abba Ve'ima, the light of Yeshut, and the Osh of Dat, many things there during the shattering of the vessels. In total, we have 8 expansions from above down. Within that, the light that breaks the vessel, it goes through Keter, Abba Ve'ima, Zon, and all the way to Siyum. And he does it 8 times. And because throughout this development, it involves Malchut, that's why it's called 8 kings, Shmona Melachim, from the word Malchut. Melachim, kings, is from the word Malchut, meaning 8 expansions that Malchut is involved with, and that's why they shatter. This is called 8 kings that died. It's written about them in the Torah that lived in the land of Edom. And the last one, it did not shatter. This is already the world of Atzilut that we'll talk about later. All those things have clear intimations in the Torah. Not intimations, it's written. You just need to see it.
Why does Malchut rise to Bina?
We discussed it. Malchut rises to Bina thanks to the second restriction. Because of the second restriction, because the records 4/3 that acquired the Nekudot of Sag from Nehi of Galgalta did not have the screen. So in order to not let the light expand from below the Parsa, below the vessels of reception, Malchut rises to Bina and stops the light there. More?
Is the shattering of the vessels related to the shattering of the tablets?
Again?
Is the shattering of the vessels related to the shattering of the
I don't want to talk about the shattering of the tablets. Yes, all the shatterings have the same exact reason and the same process, and they are similar, except they take place on different levels. Also, the shattering of the first and second temples, and everything that happened as the degrees descended from above down. Certainly, the shattering of the tree of knowledge.
So there's 8 shatterings along the way here to...
No. These 8 shatterings, this is one shattering. It's an internal process, right? It's not like 8 different shatterings and each one had a thought and an intention and a desire and decision. No, it was one decision and then it happened in 8 expansions, one after the other. It's like a chain reaction of sorts. The shattering of the tablets and the temples, and we'll talk about it later. When we reach the world of Atzilut, we'll see where is it and why it happened and what happened as a result in our world and what's the result of all those things in our time and what do we have to see and do. We'll see it later. For the time being, we'll talk about things that are, we're talking about things that are very, very high. These are roots of roots.
How long does it take if we go over this material well and understand how it's expressed in our lives? Or
what do you mean in practice? Practical commandments?
Not commandments.
Okay. So
how can you see these things more, to sense these things and understand them?
To sense these things, I started to talk about it, to sense these things. I'm not going to lie to you. It says in Introduction to the Study of 10 Sfirot, or find it, where does it say precisely? From 3 to 5 years. That's the range that Baal HaSulam gives a person that really puts in a desire and energy. I'm not saying it's like you're going to wait from now, right? You turn on the the stopwatch and it's going to work. It's not going to work. You have to work. What does it mean to work? To study several hours a day, to be connected.
Every day? From what I understood, the manner of study, it's so that the surrounding light will operate a person, if I understood correctly.
If you learn from the correct book, what does it mean, the correct book? There were many Kabbalists. Why do we learn specifically from books of this last Kabbalist, Rav Yehuda Ashlag? First of all, he's close to our generation. He wrote especially for our generation. His books were written as study books. There are many Kabbalists that maybe were greater than him. We don't know, but they did not write for the sake of others who also wish to ascend. They wrote it to other people, to other Kabbalists, or to themselves. You know, he wrote it specifically for me, meaning his books are designed to draw the surrounding light. That's one thing. The other thing is that while you study, you have to study in a group. You can't do it alone. Alone, you won't have enough power, enough desire to draw the surrounding light. Just imagine the surrounding light, as we learned, right? We have the general desire. It's called soul. Inside the soul, there's something called a point. So the surrounding light works on this point. It works on this point. Now, if there are another, let's say, 50 souls here, then you have surrounding light times 50. And they said it's not times 50, it's actually much more, because to have 50 souls together, to have 50 souls together, you need to cancel your ego and connect with everyone. So the level of the desire that you activate and the exertion are much greater, meaning it's not surrounding light times 50, it's also times the exertion. How do you write it? Fine. Okay, like that. Okay, well, it won't help. I don't know. I never remember those things. You understand it? So if you're sitting with another 50 people, you amplify this surrounding light seriously. For example, if alone you would reach all these achievements, attainments in 2,000-3,000 years, then with a group, you can do it in 2-3 years, more or less. I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. Yeah, but between 2,000 and 2 years, I'm not exaggerating. Now, there's also the matter of guidance. Without guidance, it's impossible, because you have to reach a state where you don't know what is, to take steps, and you don't know if the next step is correct or not. You have no way of checking it.
Can a situation happen where a person will study in a group and with the Rav, and during the time of a year and a half, he won't yet connect the observance of commandments like the Sabbath and the corporeal commandments? Do you understand me? Can it be a situation where a person will do that and perform all those tenets of keeping Shabbat?
What does that have to do with the light? It's not.
What does it have to do? The light has an impact on.
Forget about the lights.
I don't understand what we're studying.
You will understand that you will learn. You will learn. So another year and a half, you want to do these things. It's not too bad. We are talking about how to climb from here to the spiritual world. If you need to do something for it in this world, as we learned right now, you have to listen to the Rav. You have to learn from certain books and connect with the friends in the group. That's clear that we have to do it. If we have to do any other things, we might have to do it. I'm not saying. that we won't. But again, everything has to be on the condition that you're doing all of it to reach spirituality. And not just to, it's not for any other goal. No, you see, look what he writes in the introduction to the study of the 10 Sfirot, which is, I said again, this is the main book in Kabbalah. 6 volumes like that, a lot of material, over 2,000 pages long. So he says, he said, I labored and I found, believe. And it's possible. And how can you say that a person labors and does not find, meaning does not enter spirituality? So he says, it could be that he fulfilled the necessary quantity of exertion, meaning he learned a certain number of hours, as we do every day, but he neglected the quality of exertion, meaning he did not put his mind and heart during the study to draw this light, the surrounding light that brings faith into the heart of man. Faith is the light that has to come here. This is called faith. But nevertheless, he says that, no, I didn't want to say it. I want to look for the 3 to 5 years. If you're still within the 5-year limit, as Rabbi Yossi says here in the beginning, or 3 years according to the words of Rabbi Yossi, then you have to put in additional work. In short, there's you'll get to it. You have to read a couple of pages to just understand what he's talking about. But he says, they say that it's enough, even to reach spirituality. 3 years is enough. What does it mean, spirituality? To be a Kabbalist for someone like you.
And what will it give me?
What will it give you? I don't know. Why did you come here? Wherever you go, you know why you're going there. Here you came without asking. What does it give you? I'll tell you. What happens to a person who crosses the barrier? What is the barrier?
יש לנו אין סוף.
You have אין סוף, אדם קדמון, אצילות, בריאה, יצירה, עשייה. The world, then you have the barrier,
העולם הזה.
and then you have this world, העולם הזה.
בן אדם שעובר את המחסום, מה קורה בשבילו?
A person who crosses the barrier, what happens to him?
קודם כל,
First of all,
כשאנחנו נמצאים כאן במצב הזה,
when we're here in this state,
נצייר הגוף, אבל זה הכוונה...
I'm drawing a body, but I'm speaking of the soul. Let's say the heart.
מה שאנחנו עושים, אנחנו עושים בלב שלנו.
What we do through our heart, all sorts of desires pass through our hearts. These hearts go up, they rise up, they enter here. A certain mechanism. Let's call it the operating system. And they come back down to us. Meaning this is our response, and this is governance. Our governance over us. what happens is there's no connection between these two. We don't know how to activate the upper system so that we will feel good. I do something today. I think. Forget about actions. You don't need to do anything. The thought. Doesn't matter if I move a bottle or operate a machine or I do something in this world. We talk about desires, thoughts. I activate my I in response to all sorts of things that happen to me, that enter into me, and I don't know if I'm activating them correctly. And tomorrow, as a result, tomorrow can also be in the next moment, doesn't matter. I receive feedback from above, and they bring down on me a few blows. You felt it in life, right? So, why? I don't know. Every day I receive blows and I learn nothing from it. You also felt it. Why is it like that? Why they made me even worse than a dog? That every day I get beaten up. The more humanity advances, each and every day it's worse and worse and worse. And no one around the world is happy. No one. Well, you take a trip and you can calm yourself down, but logically, rationally, realistically, no. Why? Because we don't know how this mechanism is working. How can I work on it so it will influence back to me only good things? So, first of all, when you enter spirituality, you understand it to some extent, not entirely right away, but to some extent you understand it, and accordingly you can begin to correct yourself. Before you enter, you're blind. Truly, you don't know what tomorrow will bring. Nobody knows. Here, you know not only what will happen tomorrow, but because you plan your tomorrow here. Again, you begin to understand that if you do it intentionally to harm someone or something, it will work, the opposite on you. But if you see it, then you don't want to do it. Meaning, this machine works from all those directions in such a way that corrects you, so you will do good things to yourself and to others. And in your desire, you do it because you already see a good outcome, the correct outcome. It's not that you need to believe that it's worthwhile being a good kid, a good child, right? You see the profit before your eyes, not just the profit, because up above there's no time. You see these things happening already in our world, seemingly. Meaning, although you feel it in the body later, but it doesn't matter here that you enter a different degree of living.
Can you correct others?
Also, certainly, that's one of the roles that Kabbalist assumes, and according to each one gets its own role. He understands what he has to do. Meaning, first of all, you become master of your own life. Additionally, when you go up, you see before you and up to infinity the end.